It's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish Show. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Wednesday.
Welcome. Let's go ahead and share up the show. We got a good one for you guys tonight. We got somebody who's going to be returning to the Squared Circle next week in Orlando. Bobby ODB Taylor will be on in a second. He's taking on Gabriel Freyre, who's making his debut in the BKFC. We're excited about that. And then we're going to talk to longtime MMA veteran who just went in there and got himself a victory in Denver. Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland will be coming on after ODB. Before we do any of that talking, we're just going to pay some bills real quick. And you guys need to get your asses over to guerrillawarfare.com. Check out their cool clothes, buy some of their stuff, and use the promo code Mike and Mish while you're at it. Guerrilla Warfare, apparel. They're all over the damn place. They just signed Juggernaut. They just signed Brutal Boswick. And Mike's wearing a sweatshirt right now and looking dapper as hell, you know? So with that said, let's see who's in the what's up, Howie, Susan, Big Ben, what's going on, everybody? We're going to go ahead and bring in our first guest of the evening, making his return, Slaughterhouse in the house, making his return to the BKFC Squared Circle at BKFC 32 when he takes on Gabriel Freyre, the warrior of God himself, coming over from BYB, making his debut in BKFC, fighting the man himself, Bobby ODB Taylor. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Hey, dirty baby, I got your money. Do people sing that when you walk in the gym every time? No.
What's that?
Do they sing, hey, dirty baby, I got your money? No.
No.
That's it's an ODB song. So there you are, man. What's going on, Bobby? We just saw you fight back in May, I believe, against Arthur Walcott Cisse, and you got yourself a knockout victory there. Back on track. Heading in there in Orlando at the Caribe Royale next week. How you feeling, bud?
I am feeling great about it, man. I'm getting my weight down right now, but man, I feel good. No injuries. Feeling fresh and top of my game.
Top of your game now. You're going in there against a young kid that's 14 years younger than you, thinking he's going to come in here and wipe the floor with the old man. He put out a post today. He said BKFC has no idea what they've gotten themselves into. I'm about to take over this game like notorious Conor McGregor took over the UFC, and then I'm going to drag his ass into this sport. I'm going to fuck him up too. This is how confident this kid is that you were about to fight next week. Have you seen any of the stuff that he's been posting?
Yeah, I've been reading a little bit of it. I don't comment back on most of it. I don't get into all that, but they posted something on the Only Hands today about he wasn't like the rest or something. Told me to come get it. I told him I wasn't like the rest either, and I'm coming.
The kid's shown some promise over there in BYB. He's 2-0. He's shown that he can go many rounds inside the ring. I think he went 5 in one fight, 3 in another. So he's shown, some attrition in the ring. But and I know that Jomi Escoboza, I'm sorry, Jomi, got super mad at us when we said this before, but BKFC is a different animal than BYB. And I think a lot of people that are coming over from BYB into BKFC will agree that, there's a different crop of athlete over here. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I believe so. Like I said, I think this is definitely the biggest bare knuckle organization out there. And like I said, that being said, I haven't watched a whole lot of the other fights in the other promotions. Like I said, I did watch Frye's, but yeah, I think it's a upper tier promotion and fighters for sure.
You know what I think happens is I think people take it the wrong way when we say that, like, oh, BKFC is better, bigger. They have more people. It's obviously a bigger promotion. There's no doubt about it worldwide. It doesn't mean that everybody over at BYB sucks. That's not like the intent behind it. It's just that there's a lot more and a lot better, more like there's a lot better fighters, like more better fighters than
Yeah.
at BKFC than there is at BYB. And you can see because all the good fighters from BYB slowly are making their way into BKFC, like Gabriel Freyre and Jomi and White Boy. You know, like everybody is leaving and they come over. So there's a reason for that. You know, it's not because
Yeah.
everyone sucks over there. That, you
No,
know?
there's just a larger pool of good fighters here.
Exactly.
What do you know, or what do you hear about your next opponent? There's a lot of speculation and a lot of weird stories about why he was pulled from his last fight. I don't know if you know anything about it, but he was supposed to fight Des Green over there in the main event of their couple events back, and it didn't happen. It was supposed to happen the same night as the BKFC Albuquerque card. And supposedly he slipped in the bathroom and fell. But we never really got the whole story. Have you heard or looked into that at all?
No, I've heard some comments about hope he don't slip in the bathroom before the fight or taking a walker to the bathroom, but I didn't know the story behind it, and I haven't looked into it any.
Yeah, it is weird, and we're hoping to get him on next week. I know it'll be fight week, fight week, and everybody will be busy, but he said he might jump on with us next Wednesday. Howie Atherton, Howie on the spot always. What Mike was trying to say, Mike.
Yeah, the talent pool is
larger. The
That's
talent pool is larger. Not more better or fighters.
More better. There's a lot more better people here. Not more better, but more betterer than the better group.
Yeah, man. So training, we last time we talked to you still work full time and you train when you're not working, correct? Are you still living life the same exact way going into this one?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Still working full time and doing this training when I can, but I make the time.
No, that's insane. Like I always I'm always like amazed by you guys that could hold a full time, 9 to 5, and then put in enough work to be a professional athlete. It's just fucking crazy. Like I have a hard time working in a full time job for the Army and then coming home and doing a podcast. I'm like, I'm almost out of breath when I sit down at night. So,
well, and I'm a football coach on top of that.
Oh no shit, man! So you got a huge plate on dinner, whatever.
Where do you coach?
Middleton, Tennessee, where I grew up, went to school. I was a head coach on my son's junior high team, then also assistant coach on the high school team.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. I wasn't sure if you were just coaching a team because you just love the sport. I mean, obviously you probably love it because you're a coach, but your kid's involved too.
Yeah. Well, I actually went to college. I've got an education degree I was going to be a teacher and a coach, and I just never went into the field just due to making more money in the construction side. But I love it. Like I said, football is my other passion.
So you got the passion. You got the passion for football. You got the passion for fighting, and obviously the power from the construction site carries over into the ring, as we saw when you was it Ronnie Rogers? You sent him airborne out of his shoes with a little short uppercut. I'll never forget that. It wasn't even like the biggest wind up uppercut. You just like boop, and he just went. It was like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. He went flying into the fucking ropes. You said you've watched Gabriel Freyre's fights, his couple fights that you could watch. Do you see some spots in his game that you feel like he may be coming in a little too confident against an old dog like yourself?
Yeah, I definitely see some things I'm hoping to exploit, I guess is the word. But yeah, like I said, I see some holes that I think I'm going to be able to capitalize on. I don't think he's going to bring me anything that I've never seen before by any means. I don't want to give too much away in case he's listening.
Absolutely. And you know what, man? The BKFC, and it's kind of like this in MMA as well. The 155 weight class is pretty much the best weight. I'm not saying all these other weight classes aren't great, but 155, they're building this one up, and they got, Palomino's the king at 155, but Shoaf's fighting him now. You got yourself, they're really juicing up this weight class with, you know, Chad Mendez, and you got Tony Soto in there now. It's pretty awesome, man. You got a lot to choose from, and if you are to go out there and successfully dispatch of Gabriel Freyre, you look into to just remain active as much as you can with the company.
Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping I get hoping for a title shot after another win. Like I said, I've got the best record in the division. Like I said, I'm not sure how Schoaf is getting the next shot. I mean, he's beat a couple of debut guys. I think so. He's even beaten this division. And not even in the rankings, which the rankings are crazy in my opinion anyways. But yeah, like I said,
you're in the rankings.
Yeah, I think
he's not, is what you're saying.
You're right. You know what? I got the rankings right here.
Yeah, I think I'm number 4 or something. But like I said, Mendez has only got 1 fight. Lily's got what, 2 fights maybe.
Right.
Yeah. The weight class goes right now. It's got Palomino champ, Mendez 1, Robbie Peralta 2, James Lilly 3, Trey Brown 4, you 5. And Schoaf's not even in the top 5 there, and he's got the title shot. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's an interesting crop of talent that you got there. And as this sport continues to grow, I just can't wait to see where it goes from here, because it's already pretty badass.
Yeah, it's definitely a stacked division. But like you said, the 155 and about any of the sports, like I said, it's always one of the more exciting and competitive divisions.
Now, 155, you're a GOAT Combat Agency guy. Let me ask you this question. You're a GOAT guy. Andrew Angelcourt is a GOAT guy. Tony Soto is a GOAT guy. Could we see, if you say you don't get a title shot next, and say Tony Soto at 3-0 is like, hey, I'm not busy. I need a fight. Would Scott be okay pitting 2 GOAT guys against each other?
We haven't talked about it like specifically the fighters, but we have talked about it just being having a couple guys in the weight class and, look to be some of the better fighters in the weight class. Sooner or later, we're going to have to meet. But, yeah, I mean, that's just part of it. It's a sport. Like I said, won't be any hard feelings, but, like I said, you can't turn down a fight if you're trying to get to the top and somebody's in your way. I mean, you gotta fight who you have to fight.
Have you been to the Caribe Royale where you're about to fight in Orlando? You ever been there?
No, I've never been to Orlando.
Never been to Orlando. I can tell you this. I've been to Orlando a bunch of times, and usually it's like Disney trips with my kids or whatever. And me and Mike have gone to a couple events down there. I didn't know the Caribe Royale existed.
Nope.
And it's massive. It's huge. It's like this huge, like really fancy resort hotel that has a bunch of like convention centers behind it. And it's so weird. Like you drive through, or there's not all that much to see in Orlando if you're not going to the Disney resorts and all that shit. And then boom, we're like following the GPS. And we're like, what the fuck is this place? You go up running this big thing.
Yep.
You get a key out. You'll be impressed. It's a massive, huge convention center. It's all one floor, but it holds like 3,500 people or something like that. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never been down there. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
No, you plan on sticking around a couple days extra after the fight to check out Orlando, or are you going to go right home?
Islands of Adventure.
I haven't decided yet. Like I said, it just depends on how busy work gets next week, but I thought about staying an extra day or so just to check it out.
Yeah, go hit up a water park or something, man. Come on, live life.
Yeah,
Bobby.
Go lay in the lazy river and just throw your hands behind your head. Yeah, kick back. Well,
I'm all about I like the lazy rivers.
Hell yeah, they got gigantic ones like Typhoon Lagoon. I remember I got in that sucker. I was like, I don't think I'm getting out of here. And I was only like 13 and I didn't want to get out that shit. It's great. Goes around the whole park, man. You should treat yourself.
Absolutely. It's going to be
we all deserve a treat here and there.
Yeah, you should, man. You should take care. You should have a good time down there. What's up? DJ Tony in the house says, "Hey, you Stu Nods. What's up, man?" This fight next week is very interesting. Like you said, it's a top fiver against a new guy coming in who was a title contender in another organization. We're super excited about this one. We have a pretty fun game to play with you tonight, there, Bobby. It's called a Halloween speed round, and we're gonna ask the old dog some questions about Halloween. Are you up for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. There he is. Bobby ODB Taylor, if you were a ghost, where would you haunt?
I was a ghost. Where would I haunt?
Yeah, not who, where. I've thought about this for days.
It's got to be a place that really pissed you off. You get back in there.
It's not even that. Like, you look, when I think, if I'm a ghost, right, I'm looking for opportunity. If I'm going to be haunting a place, I want a place that I could haunt every single type of person, big, tall, skinny, fat, old, short, young, every single ethnicity, every single everything, kids, old people. Where do you find all that shit? At a goddamn casino, man. That's where you go. You go to like Vegas, MGM Casino, where the dregs of the earth, plus the hottest people in the world, plus celebrities and all this shit. They have hotel rooms. They got fucking.
I can't wait to be a ghost. Huh?
I can't wait to be a ghost.
He's thought about this.
Yeah. I'm getting them all. I'm gonna be at the tables. I'm gonna be in the hotel rooms. I'm gonna be at the arenas, haunting them all. Locker rooms, you got it. Bobby, where the fuck are you haunting?
I would say if I was gonna pick a scene, I'll say the Hard Rock after Brown whooped me last time. I said it would give me a good reason to haunt it.
There you go. The Hard Rock is, I mean, there you go. You answered
Nice
it correctly. Place. The Hollywood Hard Rock is a perfect place to haunt. Number 2.
All right. Favorite and least favorite Halloween candy?
I'm not much on the candy corn, so I'd have to say that's my least.
Yeah. Let's say.
He's on it.
My favorite just be any of the little small mini candy bars. I like them all.
Your kid's getting nothing, right?
He better eat it fast.
I'm telling you, and Mike, your kids are just starting to get a little older into the trick-or-treating thing. Dude, when my kids go to bed after they go trick-or-treating, I go right in their shit and I take like at least half of the Reese's and like little Snickers bars are gone out of the bag, and then they still can see a certain amount in there, so they think it's all in there. But
yeah,
no, boys.
Yeah,
you have lost
life for this.
I've been waiting my whole life to be a parent just so I could steal your goddamn candy. That's what's up. Number 3. What is the best horror movie franchise?
Best horror movie franchise. I guess Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. There you go. Jason Voorhees. It really comes down to like 5, right? You got Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Saw. You know.
I love Saw.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about the Saws. They were pretty good.
And then they Hellraiser,
Candyman. Oh, man, there's a lot of them. I love horror movies. My wife hates them. I always watch them by myself.
I always liked Creepshow and Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love those because they're just all different little stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that type of shit.
Here we go. Number 4.
Number 4. What should be the age cutoff for kids to go out trick-or-treating?
I don't know.
Like, if I came to your door, would you give me candy? Me?
No.
Myself at my age?
Yeah, probably. Hell.
Yeah, that's a nice guy. Look at this guy. What if I wasn't dressed? What if I just came with a Guerrilla Warfare hoodie and I was like, "Hi, I'm Mike from Mike and Mish," and I had just a bag?
Fuck. No, you had at least with a costume, and you got to put a little effort.
You should at least knock me out,
dude.
I would say 10, double digits. I guess they cut you out.
So with me is like, if you could drive a car, you shouldn't be trick or treating. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, and where I'm like around us, 16-year-olds are out here trick or treating, and I know this. I open the door up and I go, nah, I don't do that shit. I'm just joking. Nah, man. The last question for you, Bobby. Have you ever done any of the following things? Here we go. You're going to incriminate yourself, and your football team's going to know it. Here we go. Has Bobby Taylor you ever egged a house?
No.
Have you ever smashed someone's pumpkins?
Nope.
And have you ever toilet papered a house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's done one of
them.
That's awesome, man. Bobby Taylor, pretty much a good guy over here. Yep. Not egging no shit, no smashing no pumpkins, but he has TP'd a house.
We'll serve a 39-year-old guy candy on Halloween as long as he has a mask on. I mean, what a nice guy.
I mean, a 39-year-old guy comes to my house with a mask on, I'm probably going to shoot him in his chest.
Well, any night other than Halloween, I'd probably do the
same. Yeah, man. So, Bobby, you are fighting Gabriel Freyre on what day is that? November 5th.
Yes.
In Orlando, Florida. Mike and I will be there ringside. Can't wait to see you down there. Any last words that you want to send? Direct message to Freyre? Do you want to make a prediction for us? Thank some sponsors. You go right ahead.
All right. Yeah, I want to start out with a sponsor. I want to thank my GOAT Combat Agency, my gym, UFM, Barger Construction, Unity Health and Wellness, Crossroads Internet, Vaughn Oil, and Inside Out Construction. I'm not going to pick a round, but I'm planning on a knockout. That's my prediction. I said I don't know what round it's coming, but that's the plan.
It would be knockout number 4 on your resume, correct? In bare knuckle?
Yes, sir.
There it is, man. Just racking up them wins, racking up. Give me that knockout for my birthday. Is that Scott? Are we going down there for Scott's birthday? Is that what's happening?
Guess so. Oh. No pressure, Bob.
No pressure. ODB, no pressure, but you might want to buy the guy a cake or something like that.
I'll give you something.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little something.
Give a little something for Scott, man.
I might give him a little KO for his birthday.
Yeah. Hey, everybody can use a little bit of extra sleep.
True story.
That is the truth, man. We appreciate you coming on here as always. We will catch up with you next week when we get down there. We'll be there on Friday for the weigh-ins, and we'll see you there.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all having me.
All right, brother. Man. Take it easy.
See you later.
It's the ODB, as you can see. FBI, don't you be watching me. That is the old dirty bastard himself, Bobby Taylor. Who? What's up?
Do you remember last time? He didn't even know who ODB was really until we told him about it. He was like, "Nah, I don't know who that is."
I thought he would do a little research. I thought he would do a little research on it, and but maybe not. He can give 2 fucks. The guy's a construction worker, a football coach, a professional fighter, a father. Who's got time for this shit?
Yeah.
Mike and I,
super humble, like
way calm.
Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm just the nicest guy. I just like to punch people in the face every now and then and knock them into the fucking atmosphere. But that's it. No big deal.
Dude.
Nice guy most of the time.
Look at that. Last year on Scott's birthday, he got a heavyweight title.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I remember that, actually. We were there.
Yeah, he also got
that was in New York,
right? He also got the PG belt, but you don't have that no more, do you?
I don't think so, but I don't know. Was anything announced about that? Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Who does?
He says
who knows?
Gave
does anybody know?
That's awesome. I don't know, man. That fight is very intriguing between Bobby and Gabriel Freyre because we've seen a lot of Bobby.
Yeah.
And we've only seen a little of Gabriel Freyre. And different organization, triangle ring. You know what I mean? Different talent pool over there. So I think the kid's gonna do fine over here. I just can't wait to see it. It's kind of like obviously Michael Chandler was a world champion over in the other when he was with Bellator, but it's
right.
It's kind of like seeing a stud 155er come over and test himself. I'm excited about it. More gooder. Yeah,
More gooder.
fights.
There's more gooder fights,
There's more
and that's
gooder
it. You know, there's going to be more gooder fights, more gooder events. It's just more gooder all the way around. And here's the thing, right? I wonder this, and we probably asked Jomi this, but I can't remember. Going from, so if you have a fighter who didn't really box too much, right? But they fought in BYB in the Trigon, and that's a lot smaller. And then they come over to a ring that is bigger. I wonder how much different that is for them, because it's a whole new world. You know what I mean? There's a lot more movement going around. It's part of the reason why, you know, that I'm not the biggest fan of that ring. But, you know, I just feel like there's too much offense, too much in the way. You know, I don't like the fight to be interfered with by outside force. I just want to see the fight, and I want to see defense and offense. Like, I don't want to just see just offense the whole fucking time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Call me crazy, but I like to see people be able to defend themselves. I don't think they should just swing fucking 8,000,000 punches in the fucking goddamn wind because they're right next to each other the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if there's two professional fighters, they don't need to be forced to fight. And if they suck, then they just don't fight anymore, right? I don't know. Call me crazy.
Mike, your grammar is appalling tonight.
You love it?
I love it. The grammar police are out. I love it.
I like to
Did you guys hear about the announcement of the fight in BKFC Asia that's coming up? Mike, did you hear about this? Bukao versus fucking Sanchai. This is. Did you see this? Do we have a graphic for it? Look at this shit, guys. This is and I don't know if it's called BKFC Thailand anymore, or if it's BKFC Asia, but it just says BKFC fighting right there on the poster, which is confusing to me. But this is like Bukao and Sanchai. Between the two of them, they got about 600 wins between the two of them. They're widely considered the two greatest of all time in Muay Thai. I never saw this coming, only because I thought that these two would be the ones that they would build their audience around for like the next year to come. You know what I mean? Like, really build the audience over there, put Bukao against a few guys, put Sanchai against a few guys, and like, you know, maybe down the road do this. But no, they're doing that shit right away. And that really like blew my mind this morning.
Well, this isn't a bare knuckle fight. It's a fucking Muay Thai fight. It's a bare knuckle. It's a bare knuckle Muay Thai fight. Yeah, it's not a bare knuckle boxing fight. Yeah, if you look at the bottom,
that is. Do you know how much better?
Special rules bare knuckle Muay Thai fight.
Do you know how much better that is? Then that is so much better, because Bukao, when he fought Erkin, what's his name? Erkin Verrill, whatever his name was. When they fought, Bukao didn't blow anybody's minds. You know what I mean? He didn't. And it's because if you go back and you watch a lot, watch a lot of his fights and a lot of his footage, he doesn't really use his hands all that. He uses them to set up kicks and set up elbows and shit. But if this is a straight up bare knuckle Muay Thai fight between those two, holy smokes, that changes everything.
Yeah, it's like a Lethwei type fight.
Lethwei, and you know what? They are, I want to say they're not the same size dudes. I don't, if I had to guess, Bukao is more like a 170 or a 175er, and Sanchai would be like a 155er. So very interesting. Very interesting. You Nick Chapman, you slick guy over there. It's fucking crazy, dude.
You know, it is different, you know, and of course there's like the naysayers online and stuff like, oh, why would you do this? And it's like, well, look, just like you just said, these guys are known for kicking mostly. So taking the gloves off and having them fight Muay Thai is brilliant. I love it. I can't wait for it.
I absolutely love it. And it makes me wonder what they have in mind for the main event. I really thought that Sanchai was going to headline the BKFC Thailand event in December.
Right. Yes.
I don't know if that event still going on, or I would imagine it probably still is.
I don't know.
It's nothing but a click away.
I'm not sure it is. I don't know, because there is BKFC Hollywood, and I feel like originally it was supposed to be December 3rd in Thailand, and that changed. Now it's BKFC 34 in Hollywood. So they may have changed it, or maybe it was they changed it to the 10th. But either way, whatever. It's gonna be great.
Unbelievable, everybody. That is fucking nuts. Our next guest is in the waiting room right now. We're going to bring him in. He was successful in his BKFC debut back in Denver when he fought. Is his name Levi or is it Levy? Is it Levi?
Yeah.
I was calling him Levi.
Ask Sean Wheelock,
time.
because I mean the way they pronounce his name, I was like, hey, I didn't know that's how you said his name. I don't know.
I'd be calling him
Levi.
I was calling him Levi Costa, Levi de Costa the whole time, and then
we're
they announced him. Yeah, but we're a couple East Coast idiots, so it is what it is. I know how to pronounce his name. His name is Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland, and he's here with us right now, and he wants to know, you want to cuddle? What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Oh, dude, welcome to the show. This is the Mike and Mish show. I'm Mish. He's Mike. What's up, dude?
Good to finally meet you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we were out there. We didn't get a chance to talk to you. We talked to pretty much everybody else, but when your fight finished up, that's like when like all the commotion and ruckus started going on. You know what I mean? I think I might have bumped into you a little bit here and there, but never actually got to talk to you. So thank you very much for coming on the show tonight, dude.
Hey, I'm excited.
You know, which we got to talk about this because first of all, let me start off by saying this. So we told Kamosi when he came on after his fight, Denver is the shit. We've never been out there before. We've been to all these different cities, and like Denver is just a cool ass city. And like I know that like we talked about, there's probably some hood ass areas, and we saw a few tent cities here and there, but for the most part, it's a super clean city. It was very accommodating. Like there's bars and restaurants everywhere. McGregor Square's cool as hell. Coors Field down that area. And then the fight crowd itself was just absolutely dialed in from the first fight of the night on. Talk a little bit about that. You know, being from there.
Man, it's cool. Like I actually moved up here for the fighting. I was best friends and roommates with Justin Wren, which he was on the Ultimate Fighter 10 and did really well there. And when he got off the show, he came home and he's all, hey, we're moving to Colorado. So I moved up here fall of 2009 and just been training full time out of grudge and learned as much as I could under Trevor Whitman and those guys. And for just coming up through the ranks, getting to know Colorado, like, man, I love this place. That's from the mountains to the weather. Like, I mean, we get close to 300 days of sunshine a year. I literally get addicted to the sun. So it's, man, I love this place. I love the fans, and I haven't fought at home in years. So it was really cool to be able to come back and just put on a show. So,
you know, you just talked about 300 days of sun. Mike and I, when we went out there, we were realizing like how many people are out there and how many like condo complexes and all these brand new buildings are up. And we're like, what the hell is going on here? And then somebody was like, oh no, this is a huge like retirement. Like all the people that don't want to go south to Florida or like down on one of the hot weather areas, but they want like good weather and like a nice place to live. It's Denver. I was like, I did not know that. That was news to me.
Yes. No, it's funny. When I moved here from Texas, a lot of my friends are like, why are you heading out there? It's so cold and snow and everything. And I give it credit to all the commercials. Every time people see commercials, it's snow skiing and it shows the mountains. And what people don't realize is that in Denver, man, I probably average shoveling snow anywhere from, I don't know, 1 to 3 times a winter. This place is so awesome. And even if it does dump a foot of snow, the sun comes out the next day, starts melting things off, and you're still able to drive around and get to practice, do whatever you want. So Denver's a phenomenal place.
You know, when we told our friends that we were going out there, you know, we're leaving New England, and you know, they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be freezing out there," you know, blah blah blah. We left here, it was like 50 degrees when we left. We got there, it was 77 degrees. I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys have no idea. I guess no, you don't either. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
that, yeah, man. So, dude, anyways, let's talk a little bit about the fighting. Like you have had, you know, a very successful long MMA career. You've been a pro since what, 2012, 10 years you've been pro. You fought a lot of killers in MMA, and a few of them guys have ventured over into the bare knuckle world, like DJ Linderman, and I know that Alex Nicholson has popped up a few times. We've been waiting for him to show up and actually fight somebody in BKFC, and I'm sure that's going to happen. We'll ask his buddy Mike Perry tomorrow night when he comes on. We'll say, "What's up with your boy, the Spartan?" But dude, this is a new sport for you. I'm sure you've been in bare knuckle fist fights in your life. But talk a little bit about the difference in the experience of you know, after a long MMA career, stepping in there without the gloves on and slinging bare hands.
Well, I tell you, myself, man, I actually went to college for youth ministry, and I've always had a heart and a passion for people. And for me, like I can literally count on one hand how many altercations I've been in outside of the cage. And like I'm just not that type of person. I don't have anything to prove. And at the end of the day, if someone looks at me weird, I just smile at them and just say, "Hey, how are you?" You know, like for me, I love people, and but I'm also a guy, and I'm also a competitor. So for me, being able to go out there and just being able to perform, do what I do, and like for me, it helps me so much as a man. Just I don't know, competition, prove myself, you know, test myself against someone else, and I've always been the type of person, whether I win or lose, just as long as the guys are respectful, you know, just go give them a hug and tell them good job. Like let's go put on a show. So for me, I just enjoy it, man.
Man, that is awesome. And it's crazy too because you love people and then you go in there and you just got to turn that off for a few minutes and kind of like, do you have to hate somebody to punch them in the face, or you hit them with love punches, knock them out, you know?
Well, here's what's funny. I'll never forget my very first amateur fight. And I remember when the ref said, "Hey, are you ready?" And I said yes. And I literally thought to myself, am I really going to hit this person who has never done anything to me? And honestly, before you get into any type of fight, that's probably the last thing you need to be thinking. And for me, what I give credit to the fact that I've been able to turn the switch in the aspect of I'm not going in there with any type of anger, animosity, anything. I'm going in there to put on a show. And a lot of people will go back to, "Oh, I remember back in 6th grade, I got in this fight," and they go back to bad memories and think, "Oh, the only way that you can fight or do anything like that, it has to be out of anger or aggression." But for me, I've been hit in the face thousands of times, and coming up, living here, especially training out of Grudge back when Grudge was the mecca. Shane Carwin and Brendan Schaub, all those guys were here. George St. Pierre was coming in town. Nate Marquardt, like we had such a huge community of fighting here. Like after your 1000th time of getting hit in the face, you stop getting mad. You know, like it's like, "Hey, good shot." You start learning, "Oh, that was a really good setup the way you did that," and you start learning through it. And it's from, at least for me, it's not about aggression or being angry. So hopefully that makes sense.
Now, I would imagine years of, you know, sparring with Shane Carwin will toughen you up for anybody in the world. Now, that's a dude that I don't know what he's doing or if he's done fighting for the rest of his life, but I would love to see him step into a bare knuckle arena at some point.
Dude,
Scary.
that guy literally has, it's almost like he has an extra knuckle on his fist.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Up to his, and I'm just like, yeah, I feel like yeah.
I remember when him and Brock Lesnar were going to fight in the UFC, and they were talking about the size of their gloves.
Right.
And it was like, I think it was like Rogan. It's probably Rogan, because Rogan would always talk about stuff like this. He'd be like, I've never seen gloves that size. It was like 4XL, and like Lesnar actually had the bigger hand. It was like 4XL versus 3XL or something like that.
It
Backwards.
I want to say it was a 4X for Lesnar and a 5X for.
He said a couple of lunch boxes on the end of their arms.
Literally.
Swinging freaking cinder blocks around. That's crazy, dude.
Truth.
Man, you went out there in front of your hometown, though. You went out there and you fight this very game opponent. Costa is a big dude. Like, I was actually surprised how big he was when you guys got up on the stage at the weigh-ins and did your face off. You go in there and you have yourself a nice little scrap, and you end up getting out of there with the 3rd round knockout. That must have felt pretty good to get the knockout, right?
Man, it did. Especially, I'm sure you guys watched his first bare knuckle fight.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, they're like the reporters are asking me, they're asking me before the fight. They're like, so did you see any holes in his game that you're hoping to exploit? And it's like, dude, the guy went out there. He was under pressure, didn't freak out, stayed smart, stayed strong, threw good straight punches instead of a lot of guys just winging ridiculous punches from their hips so wide. Like he was, I'm not lying. The only thing that gave me confidence going in there was that Josh Sanchez is not Josh Copeland. I move different than Josh Sanchez. So I knew that whether I won or I lost, I wasn't going to go down the same way Sanchez did. So for me, it's like, I mean, I went in there pretty freaked out because, dude, the guy looked like a stud, you know? Yeah. So I was very thankful and blessed to come away with that W.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
You versus Josh Sanchez. No offense to Josh Sanchez, but yeah, he didn't have quite the amount of fights that you have going into this. You fought some pretty crazy dudes, like he said, Spartan Nicholson. Like he's coming after you. That fight with Nicholson, he's coming after you, and you're backing up, and boom, you hit him on going backwards, and just he was out, and that shit was insane. That dude is a monster. Yeah. So yeah, you got a good background there.
You also fought Mike Kyle, who has fought some bare knuckle as well since his MMA days. He came over to bare knuckle, so you definitely have the experience, way more experience than Josh Sanchez. So it was a completely different Josh for sure. Now Levi is 1-1 against Josh. He's going to have to find another Josh and clean that up a little bit. But what is next for you, man? Like, I could tell you right now that the heavyweight division for the BKFC is really, really starting to stack up. And they have some guys that have been there already for you. Like, I think, you and Dylan Kleckler or Warren Thompson would be cool. Brian Atchison would be cool. But now Todd Duffy's coming in. Greg Hardy's coming in. There was a guy there that night in Denver watching your fight. Big Ben Rothwell was there. So, like, what do you want to do next? I know this was a 1-fight contract for you. I'm sure you guys have been in contact since. Is there any talks? Are you interested in anybody in particular, or are you just waiting for them to give you a name?
Man, I'm not an arrogant talking type of person. Like, for me, I'm a performer. I know who I am and I know what and like, I just love the competition. And of course, like any of us, we want to be at the top of the mountain, and whatever path that winds up taking. I do know that I did speak with my manager, Brian Butler, that bare knuckle was happy. They want to renegotiate and sign me to a multi-fight deal. So for me, hey, as long as the numbers are right, man, I'm not turning down a fight unless I have a real legitimate reason, So for me, I just, hopefully whoever they put me up next with, like, we just go out there and put on a show. So,
man, what they're doing and how fast the sport's growing and how many people are actually getting interested in this thing. And like the ones that come over, from MMA that have had like a lot of success in MMA, like yourself and Chad Mendez and Mike Perry, and these guys, a lot of people think it's going to be like a one-off. They're going to come over and try it out, and then they'll go and they'll see what's next for them. Every single guy we've talked to is like, "Oh man, I loved it. I want to do it again." We talked to Kamosi last week. Kamosi was like, "Oh yeah, man, as long as the money's right, I'm down. I want to fight Lorenzo." He's calling out the champ. Chris. He's like, "I want Lorenzo. I think I can give him a run." So it's like the names that they're bringing in, the talent that they're bringing in now. In the past, where a guy like yourself, who's 1-0 in bare knuckle, which you are, but you're a seasoned veteran in the combat sport world. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, you can't be giving him a big name right away. He's only 1-1." Well, now they're all big names coming in.
Well,
So it's fantastic.
I'll tell you this. When I heard about bare knuckle coming to Colorado, it was through Chris Kamosi. We were training, and I mean, this was probably 10 weeks ago. And he told me, "Hey, they're coming mid-October." And I heard they're looking for an opponent for Greg Hardy. And I can show you my text message to my manager. I left that day and I said, "I heard bare knuckles come to Colorado, and I heard they're looking for an opponent for Greg Hardy." Like, man, I'm not looking for a cheap, easy way. Like, put me up against the best. I know who I am. I know what I can do too. And I also know I'm not perfect and I can lose, so, but I just love to compete. And for me, if I can go out there, win or lose, put on a show, there's nothing better than hearing people say, "Oh my gosh, you lost, but that was freaking fight of the year." I mean, hopefully I win, but like my fight against Blagoy Ivanov for the WSOF world title, like I lost that, but I also left there. Everybody was just saying, "Dude, fight of the year. That was blood, this and that." Like, we went at it for 5 rounds, and there's nothing better for me than just knowing that I put on a show and I made people happy. So that's
you go down in the books, you go
Yep.
down in the books. One of the best fights people have ever seen. And like somebody in the comments earlier just said something about loved watching you in the WSOF because every single fight was a war. So, you know what I mean? You definitely know how to scrap, that's for sure. And this is definitely a sport for those types. So you said that they had contacted you about a multi-fight. If you guys were able to get something done, are you trying to get one more in by the end? I know we're getting close to November here, but they got the December card, December 3rd, and then we're into 2023. Are we looking more 2023 for you?
I mean, so I actually chatted with my coach today. We're already getting after it and training, gonna be ready. I do have a 9-year-old son, and Halloween's coming up, then Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm gonna be training, but man, my son's my life. So it's like, if I could get through the holidays and fight in January, cool. But if it comes, man, I'm so thankful and blessed I got in and out of that fight literally healthy.
Unscathed.
My hands are good. I literally had a 10-20% pain on my forehead and like my temples.
Yeah.
I didn't get blasted. Every punch that I took was basically just there in the clinch as I'm holding on, cracking away. So I'm very thankful to get in and out, and I'm healthy. So something this year, later this year, definitely isn't off the table for me.
Well, so speaking about December, Greg Hardy is fighting in December, and he should be fighting. The rumor is Todd Duffy. So, and that was announced the night you fought. Not saying that one of those guys are going to drop out, but you just never know, right? Like last second, somebody's like, "Oh, I can't fight. Hey, Josh, can you step in against Greg?" Or, that very well could happen.
Heck yeah. Todd Duffy, one of my boys too, man. He used to train here in Denver, and yeah, I've got a great relationship with him. But man, if they offered me Hardy, I'm not turning it down. That's for sure.
I was just gonna say that is still a rumor, though, right? They're both on the card. Nobody has said that they're fighting each other, right? Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not wrong, but it's been implied many times, I think. Now, the way that David Feldman said it too that night, I don't know if you rewatched it, but he said, yeah, and they're going to be on the same card, maybe even fight each other. And then he like just started smiling, and it's like, okay, well, maybe he's trying to put that out there, right?
I'll tell you right now, man, Greg Hardy, that I'm not talking about his skill or anything like that. We met him down in Hollywood, to Hollywood, Florida, a couple months back. And that dude is a freaking giant. That guy, like Big Ben Rothwell's a giant. He's bigger than Ben. Like he's like an inch taller than Ben, and every bit of 300 pounds standing there in front of Ben. Like we had a video of them two facing off with each other, and I'll tell you right now, it's a massive human being. So, good on you to want to fight a guy that size.
And what people, man, I training at Lauren Landau's, which Lauren's the strength coach for the Denver Broncos, and I was doing strength and conditioning with him for years. Being around people who play in the NFL, like I'll never forget, like that is literally the highest caliber level of athleticism. Those guys can they can run faster, jump higher. They're taller, longer, stronger. That is the epitome of athleticism. If you're playing in the NFL, you are, you're 0.0001% of people. So I also know that I am not 0.0001, but I do know that God has blessed me with enough talent and athleticism and understanding how to do what I do for being a smaller heavyweight. Like I would love just the opportunity to test my skills against literally a supreme athlete like that. And like I said, win or lose, at least I know myself, I'm not a quitter. I mean, go out there, give it my all. And I'm just curious what would happen. We'll see if they let that go through. So
it's funny you say that because like literally like yesterday or the day before, Terrell Owens, did you see what Terrell Owens did? Now, Terrell is obviously, he was a wide receiver, but Terrell Owens at like 45 or 46 years old ran like a 4.38 40. They filmed it. It was him and these two other like college kids running alongside of each other, and he ran like a 4.38 at like 45 or 46, whatever he is right now. To talk about like that just brings it back to what you said. Those NFL athletes are a different breed, man. That is like, that's why all these NFL guys are like, they're all retiring from the NFL and they want to do something now. So you got Frank Gore boxing, you got Le'Veon Bell boxing, Adrian Peterson's boxing. They're all boxing now. And so they're like, you know what? I'm not done competing yet. So maybe I'll pick up this new sport.
And what's crazy is you say a 4.3 40, but people have no clue. There's only a small percentage of our listening audience who even has an understanding of how
fast,
ridiculously light. I mean, you put that up against the fastest person they ever met or known, and that 4.3 40 is going to make them look like they're standing still.
Yeah.
4.3.
Yeah. It's you can look it up. It's like they posted it like yesterday or the day before. It's just nuts, man. It's just really crazy. And yeah, man, hopefully one day down the road you get that Greg Hardy fight. That would be amazing. We're gonna do a game with you real quick before we get you out of here. We appreciate you coming on. We're gonna throw your socials up at the bottom there. Everybody follow Josh Cuddly Bear. Use his referral code if you're gonna get the app. Help the man out a little bit. And we're going to play a game called Halloween Speed Round with Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland. You ready?
Let's do it.
5 questions about Halloween or Halloween related starting off with the one I like right here. If you were a ghost, where would you haunt? Not who, but where.
Duh. Man, one of the creepiest places I've ever been was Waverly Hills Old Tuberculosis Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. That place is creepy. And I guess if you're going to be a supreme ghost, let's go haunt there.
You got to go to the creepiest place possible. That's an awesome answer.
Yeah, it's like a shutdown place that people break into and walk around in.
They do ghost tours there. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do bad stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do ghost tours. They got a little, what do you call it? Haunted house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For
some reason that was hard for me to think of, but
it's okay.
Yeah, it was. This was back when I was in college. I was majoring in youth ministry and up there in Louisville, and went there with my friends. And dude, that place gives you the willies.
I would imagine we had the Norwich State Hospital here in Connecticut. That was like it was on the list of like one of the most haunted places in the whole country for a long time. But it wasn't like what you just said. It was like what Mike just said. People would have to break in there and go in there and do their own thing. And Norwich State Hospital was known for lobotomies like back in the day. And my grandma Doran, she worked there for like 40 years, man. And she had the craziest stories. It was like one flew over the cuckoo's nest in that place. You know what I mean? So now they tore it down. The Mohegan Sun Casino bought the land, and supposedly they were going to put like an amusement park. They were going to put like an amusement park on these grounds.
I know what you're talking about.
Is it across the river?
It's right by the river, yeah, by Mohegan Sun.
I was there with Jack May cornering him.
That's right. I saw that.
We walked down the train tracks and saw this creepy old building over there.
Brick.
How do we get there? But you'd have to literally walk miles down unless you're going to swim across the river, and I wasn't ready to do that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like old creepy buildings over there. You're muted, Kyle. I don't know what happened. This man just lost his microphone. Can you believe it?
Maybe I'm haunting his microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost his shit. Well, you know what I'll do is I'll go to the banners and we'll keep moving this along. Didn't expect that to happen. Hey, this is why doing live shows is crazy, because you just never know what the hell is going to happen. And I don't know if you might have to.
Now?
Oh, there you are. You're back. I was bringing up the banners to go to the next question, but you
go to it. Go to it, Mike. Go to it. Number 2.
All right, here we go. Number 2. What was your greatest Halloween costume you ever wore?
I was a lumberjack, and my ex-wife was Little Red Riding Hood. That was fun.
Nice. Mike, what was the best one
with you?
Say it again.
You didn't have a blue ox with you, like Paul Bunyan?
I didn't. I couldn't afford it then.
Those are expensive, those blue oxes.
Yes.
That's awesome. So a lumberjack with Little Red Riding Hood. Here we go. Number 3. Who is the greatest horror movie villain of all time?
Man, I am not good at being put on the spot. But I do love Halloween.
There you go.
Can you give me a B, or C?
How about Freddy Krueger, Mike Myers, Mike,
Jason
go ahead.
Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Leatherface.
Yeah,
I mean, Pinhead.
Let's go with Freddy Krueger, just for.
Yeah. There's a new one. I want everybody to look this guy up.
Oh yeah,
Art the Clown, the Terrifier. I'm telling you right now, I was talking about this movie Terrifier last year, and everybody thought I was insane. Well, it was the like lowest budget piece of crap movie that you ever seen. But the villain was like the sickest villain ever. He was a sick clown called Art the Clown, and just completely gruesome horror movie. And now this year, part 2 was released, and they had a budget and like a real set of
It
writers.
was like 250 grand or something. That's all they spent.
And they made like $500,000 in the first night of opening and everything. It's like a cult classic now. Art the Clown.
People were they said people were throwing up and leaving the theaters and all sorts of shit, like all over. It's that crazy. It's like a super gory, over the top craziness.
Dang. And what, say the name of it again?
The Terrifier.
The
Terrifier 2 is the one that's out right now. But I'm telling you, man, this clown, just looking at him and looking at a picture of him is scary. If I had a picture, I'd bring it up.
It's crazy. Okay. It's not like a regular horror movie. This is like gory to the max, like insane. It pushes the boundaries of the ways to kill people. Just to give one example, is in the first one, he hangs this girl upside down and cuts her between the legs all the way down with a hacksaw. So that's the type of crazy shit that you're going to see in this movie.
I might skip that one.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you just turned everybody off for the movie that I've been recommending.
Yeah.
All right, let's go
That's
on.
That's like the least craziest thing that happens in the movie, I think.
All right, number 4.
Number 4. Have you ever had a paranormal encounter?
I have not.
Never.
Man, I've had some bad dreams where I've felt like some demonic things, but I was also young, and I don't know. So whether, I mean, we all know how powerful dreams can be, and just the emotions that you can get from it. Whether that was something that was actually real, or if it was just in my dreams and I woke up being a scared little boy or not, I don't know. But I can honestly say I have not had a real one.
Fair enough. And last question for you, sir. What is more lame, handing out apples to trick-or-treaters or turning off the lights and not participating in Halloween?
Oh, absolutely turning off the lights. I'm the first. That's one of my joys is I take my son out trick-or-treating and I go home and I'm just ready to hand out candy and enjoy just seeing all the kids. So that's fun.
It's awesome. Do you live in an area where a lot of kids go trick-or-treating?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I definitely live. I moved to a neighborhood where like it used to be a cul-de-sac, but they like changed it. So now it's a big horseshoe and everybody's got kids. Everybody in the neighborhood's kids are between the ages of like 3 and 14. And like it's like a parade going around here the whole time. It's great.
Nice. I love Halloween too. I just had my birthday and we're actually doing a little birthday party / we're going to dinner. We got a big limo coming to pick us up after dinner to take us to the 13th floor, going to go get scared and then go to some fun Halloween bars afterwards. So
that's great, man.
And Christmas are my favorite time. So I'm excited.
I have a picture of Art the Clown.
Oh, yeah, there he is. There's Art. That's Art the Clown right there.
There he is. Who knows what he's doing? Nobody really wants to see or know.
Yeah. Sleep good tonight, everyone.
Sleep good.
No, hey, what are you and your kid going as Halloween? Or going as for Halloween?
He is going as the Demogorgon.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Demogorgon. Yeah. So
Stranger Things.
He is doing that, and I'm just being dad, following him around. So
there you go.
I get enough joy out of just seeing him smile.
Yeah, my kids are. One of them is Miyagi-Do, and the other one is Cobra Kai this year.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. The class.
I'm going to be Ash Ketchum because my daughter is going to be Pikachu, and the other one is a minion. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, a couple years ago, Josh, my kids are 11 and 8 right now, and I've been raising them. I'm 40, so like I grew up with Bill and Ted and Wayne's World and all these great movies. So these kids watch all the movies that the Goonies, Beetlejuice. That's like I love the fact that my kid, they love all the 80s movies. So 2 years ago, they were like, Daddy, can we go as Bill and Ted and you could be Death? And I'm like, so I painted my whole head white and got a Grim Reaper outfit, and they were Bill and Ted, and they looked exactly like Bill and Ted. And then last year they were Wayne and Garth.
That's awesome.
It
I know I don't know you, but I'm already proud of you.
I'll send you I'll send you the pictures of Bill and Ted and Wayne's World. These kids absolutely freaking knocked these costumes out the park, man. It was unbelievable.
Love
I
it.
have the Bill
What do you got?
Bill and Ted one. It take me about a half a second to bring it up right now. If
Do you
that's
really?
okay? Yeah.
Bring it up.
Yeah, I just put it together right now.
Dude, look at that shit.
That is epic.
That is like, if you ever seen the movie cover, that looks exactly like it. Their outfits are exactly the same. No one's got a Wild Stallions hat on backwards. It's freaking nuts, man. That was such a fun Halloween. That was a few years back. Yeah, now this year they're gonna be crane kicking each other down the street. So
Yes.
yeah, man, it's been a pleasure having you on here for sure. Thank you so much for coming on. I wanted to give you an opportunity to shout a few people out and thank a few people if you like to, and then we'll let you go.
Hey, I'd like to thank my head coach, Rick Sierra, all my training partners at Genesis Training Center, Apex Biologics, George Chang Shin. They do all the regenerative stem cells shots and keeping my body healthy and going. And yeah, that's about it.
There it is. And Clay Teal has just popped into the comments here and asked if you want to cuddle. He says, you want to cuddle? He loves it, man. The Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland, is here. He is in the BKFC, and he's ready to rumble again, hopefully sometime soon. Thank you very much for coming on, and we will talk to you down the road. Mike, got anything else for him?
Ah, man, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you fight again. You know, maybe you'll get your shot on December 3rd. You just jump right in there.
Hey, let's do this.
Let's do it. Stay ready. All right, brother. Thank you. See you
Later, man.
There he is. Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland. You know, it's funny how like such like nice guys like that, the fact that he said he can count how many fights he's ever been into in his entire life on one hand, but now he fights professionally. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's so weird to me because like I don't fight and I don't fight professionally either. You know, I don't get into fights. Sure, back in the day when you're a fucking teenager, it's totally different. But like now, my mood is to like not do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So fighting is way out of the question. No way. If I'm not working, I don't want to move so fast that I need to be tired. You know, like that shit's not happening anymore. But
right.
These guys, they fight for a living, but yet the guy is the nicest guy ever. He's like, oh no, I don't like hitting people, and I love people, and I'm a minister, and yeah, you can just tell he like had a hard time thinking about who he wants to haunt. You know, God damn it, I gotta haunt somebody. Why would I do that? It's too mean.
Yeah, man, it's great. I love this shit, man. Tomorrow night we have a big show. I don't know if
oh my Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys know this, but we have Mike Platinum Perry and Christine Misfit Faria coming on the show mañana. And I believe both of them have people in mind that they would like to call. I don't know about call out. I know Mike Perry is ready to call out everybody under the sun. So I can't wait to talk to him. But Christine got into a little back and forth on the interwebs the other day with Beck Rollins Rodriguez. So Misfit would like to come on and talk a little bit. She wants to fight. She wants to fight soon. And she's got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I was super excited when you told me like, hey, both of them want to come on. And they both have people they want to fucking call out,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's awesome. I love that."
It's going to be a phenomenal show for tomorrow night. Make sure you guys are letting everybody know Platinum Perry and Misfit Faria. Look at that shit right there. Boom. Tomorrow night's show is going to be amazing. We also have another big show starting to come together for next Wednesday. We are going to have Beck Rollins on the show next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We will be
Yes, we
joined
are.
by the the former Police Gazette champion herself. And following Beck, we're going to have Chancey Superfly Wilson on that show, and possibly a couple more fighters that have expressed interest in coming on, but it will be fight week, so they don't know how their schedules are going to be. And man, oh man. Yeah, Peralta said she wants to fight Misfit. I know that. We know that, Susan, for sure. That's a fight right there. Peralta and Misfit. I think I know that her and Beck were getting into the back and forth, but Beck is coming off a loss. So I don't know how that would work out. But who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if she's coming off a loss? Let them fight. I don't know. Yeah. On top of that, we're not going to have a show next Thursday, so we're going to load up that Wednesday night show, and then
Yep.
Mike and I
Load
are
it
off
up.
to Orlando. We're going to load that shit up. So stay tuned to tomorrow night. Mike and Mish with Platinum Perry and Misfit Faria. One last time, get your asses over to Guerrilla Warfare Apparel. Look at Misfit right there. She wants you to tune in tomorrow night. She also wants you to go to guerrillawarfareapparel.com and buy some of her gear. And while you're there buying her gear, use our promo code. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Use our promo code to
Our
buy
promo
Misfit
code.
shit.
Yeah. Mike and Mish.
Yeah. Use
Damn
Mike
it.
and Mish to buy Misfit shit. Or you could use the promo code Misfit and buy it using her code, whatever.
If that's what you want to do, I guess.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. Do what you want to do. With that said, it's been a long 2 weeks for me and Mike. We just had a long Army weekend, straight into work again, straight into talking to you, Stu Nods. Mike, you got anything else for these peeps?
They are like, I can barely keep these suckers open for days now. Struggling.
You got anything else for the peoples?
No, can't wait to see all of you tomorrow. Tell your friends, tell your family, get everybody on here, share the show, like it up, buy some clothes. What the fuck? Let's get going. See you tomorrow night. Peace.